Right here in beautiful Roswell, Georgia. I'm Ricky Bobby. I'm the head pit master for the Three Taxi Guys competition team located right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Not a lot of teams in Atlanta, Georgia, so we're proud to be from this fine city and represent such a fine charcoal. We've been Royal Oak burners for quite some time, and this thing here burns its fair share. It is not the most efficient smoker you've ever seen. A lot of you won't even know it is a smoker when it's closed up. But the Three Taxi Guys, I've got a partner from Pittsburgh and a partner from San Francisco. Obviously, I'm from Atlanta. It's the triangle of flavor. And so, as you can see, we've got a pretty fancy smoker. We think it's probably the world's most unique smoker. And we're very proud to cook on it. It is probably the biggest pain in the ass smoker we've ever used. And it uses a lot of resources. Thank God for Royal Oak. Otherwise, it would probably be a little bug, because that's all we could afford. But y'all probably all heard of The Shed. If you haven't, they're in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. And Brad Orson's a friend of mine. I've known him probably 20-something years. And the first thing I noticed about Brad is he had a smoker made out of an old Willie Jeep. And I'd already had in my mind that I was going to start a rub and sauce company with my two partners. And we're all in the cab business. I own Checker Cab in Atlanta. Jamie Campolonga owns Pittsburgh Transportation Group in Pittsburgh. And John Lazar owns Luxor Cab in San Francisco. So we really are three taxi guys. Do some competitions. I said, well, I've cooked a few hogs. And I said, let's go cook some hogs. I was the one in high school and college. If you wanted to cook a hog, you called me because I'd cooked them before. And not a lot of people cook hogs. And I've always enjoyed it. I'll tell you the worst hog I've ever cooked. I decided I was going to do it Hawaiian style. Dig a pit, get some hot rocks and a fire going, and put that in that pit. I did all that. I wrapped the hog in grape leaves, put him in the ground, covered him up, cooked him, 12 hours. I said, all right, he's got to be done by now. I had no way to know if it was done or not. We uncovered him, it was raw. I said, all right, build another fire, cover him back up. Covered him back up, cooked him another 6 hours, uncovered him, still wasn't done. All right, build another fire. It took us about 25 hours to cook that hog. We never did get it done. Last time I put them in the ground. So I've had every smoker known to man probably. I got a smoker graveyard at my house with just scrap metal. Smokers I've chewed up and spit out over the years. But we finally had an opportunity to build this on Brad's reality show called The Shed. You may have seen it. Their most popular episode was called Smoking Taxi. We built this on that show. And if any of y'all know Brad Orson, you'll know that we're both nuts. And otherwise, why the hell would you build these sort of things, you know? This technology is called a robo-hog. We actually set the hog on this ectoskeleton, and it's standing up. It's a standing hog, running hog. So anyway, we built it. We went to a few barbecue contests, came in last the first one. And we said, all right, well, we've got a hook. That's not going to get the job done. We better forget that and start concentrating on the cook. And so we started developing injections and rubs, standing like this. Most people cook them on their back. You've got a bowl of skin to cook that hog in. This way, you don't have that. We think in some ways it's superior because all the fat's on the top of that hog and it renders through the hog. And we like that. We think it does a good job. So we developed our injection, we developed rubs, we developed sauces, and we started competing. We went to Memphis in May, cooked with The Shed the first 2 years, and then decided we were going to start our own team, which Brad and them encouraged until we started beating them. And they beat us a lot, probably more than we beat them, but we beat them occasionally. And They don't care. Brad doesn't care. Now, his sister, I'm not too sure about. I don't think she likes being beat. Yeah, that's right. But Brad, he could care less. He's just glad to see Ricky Bobby do well. But that's what we did. We went to Memphis in May, paid the fee. It's expensive. We cooked there 10 times, came in the top 10 6 times. We've come in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 8th. So we've done pretty good. And but we like cooking whole hog. Now you can cook other things on here. Matter of fact, the gator you enjoyed at lunch was cooked on here this morning. Everybody enjoyed the gator? How about a round of applause for the barbecue ninja? Because that is his specialty.
3 taxi guys cooked it. I just trimmed it.
We used 3 taxi guys.
He just did the hard part.
Yeah, that's right.
Caught it by bare hands.
We glazed it with 3 taxi guys glaze, so that's what you enjoyed for lunch from Craig's beautiful recipe. But this thing here rolls in and out, obviously. Why do you roll it in and out? Well, when the judges come in the Memphis in May, you get an opportunity to show the judges what you've done. We can take that hog and we can show the judges a 360-degree view of that hog. So we can show them all the hog, not just one side of it, or it's sitting in a bowl. And so that's what all this stuff is for. You got to come see a hog cooked on this sometime. It's something to behold.
Probably next year.
Now, it's actually a modified smoker. It is a stick burner and a water cooker hybrid. It's got a pan under here, which I'll show you. So, this is the Royal Oak tray, and that's all that goes in there. Just Royal Oak, nothing else, no wood. There's a firebox in the front where we put the wood. And what that does is there's a water pan above that, and hence the water cooker. So the charcoal simply warms the chamber and keeps that water boiling most of the time. It also limits, this is a low and slow cooker. We cook at 225 to 250, and it's low and slow. And you're all welcome to walk around here if you want, but there's a firebox in the front. There's a channel that goes from that firebox all the way through the chamber. It's got a tube in the back of that box with different size holes cut in it. So the smoke rolls around that hole like this, which is how it was designed and how it is. So that's the Cabacue. It's probably the most photographed smoker anywhere in Memphis for sure.
And that's probably the most photographed man in Memphis. Right there.
But that is the Cabacue, and obviously we've had a little fun with it. Most people think we got more dollars and cents. And I don't mean cents in coins, I mean that kind of sense. But we have had fun with it. It's a world-class smoker. We hope to smoke on it for many years. And thank you for coming.
So the inspiration for it was just y'all being taxi guys. You wanted, to have that hook. And who's the mastermind of the design and the execution of this?
Well, me and Brad sat in his office, drew it on a napkin, and hung it up on his bulletin board. 2 years later, he got the show. Producer saw the napkin on the board, said, "What's that?" He said, "I got a friend in Atlanta who wants to build one of these out of a taxi cab." So one day I got a call from the producer. "Hey, I understand you want to build a smoker out of a taxi cab." I said, "Yep, but I don't have any money, and I got 2 partners who are not willing." So I buttered them up a little bit. I buttered up the production company a little bit. I told them, "All right, we'll build it if you'll be a partner. We'll split it 4 ways. I'll pay $5,000. Our 2 partners will pay $5,000, and you have to pay $5,000." They said, "Absolutely not. We'll give you $1,000. I said, "It ain't gonna get done." And I sat back about 2 days. Got a call. Okay, we got to 5,000. Let's build that smoker. And we did.
Oh,
Yep. Yeah. So that's how it got built. Otherwise, it probably would not have. Or at least a few years later. Any questions? Yeah?
How'd you become pretty rich?
What do you think? Pretty cool?
Yeah. Papa.
Well, again, we're proud to be Royal Oak burners. That's what I call us. And as I said, we burn our fair share.
How long does it take to roast?
18 to 20 hours. And that's at about 340, 325 to 340.
So you're
but we learned today to-
hang out here till 5 tomorrow morning?
Exactly, it'll be done. We actually, for the first time, cooked it without water in it, the gator today. And we had it up 360 degrees. So now we know we can go hot and fast. And so it's, there's a lot of, I think Memphis in May last year was changed a little bit by that. We may go hot and fast next year, you never know. But probably not.
Did you put a seasoning
Probably
on top?
not. What's
Did
that?
you put a seasoning on the skin?
We don't. We do put a little oil on it.
You talking about the gator?
No.
On the hog?
Yeah, well, most of it on a standing hog, you have to inject your seasoning.
Okay.
And you inject it on the inside. We drape that whole robo hog with bacon.
Wow.
There's a cylinder underneath the loin that we put frozen butter to try to slow that loin down a little bit, and we put the Holy Trinity, little celery, little carrot, little onion. Yeah, and that helps slow down the cook of that loin. After we wrap the hog, we put fat back on the top. Actually, we trim shoulders and use those fat to lay on top of the hog. The trick in competition is you cook a hog, you've got to serve them the loin, the ham, and the shoulder all at the same time at the right temperature. If you don't do anything to the loin, it will overcook in just a few hours. So you have to slow that loin down, and that's how we slow it down. We just use other products to build it up so that it has to cook through that before it cooks that loin. And the shoulder and the ham are a lot easier. But you have to, when you do competition in Memphis, 40% of your score is a blind box. So you turn in a blind box, nobody knows whose it is. That's 40% of your score. Then the judges come on site, and that's 60%. If you do really well in the blind and you do really good with the judges, and you get this call for 1, 2, or 3, it's the most exciting thing that'll ever happen to you. And it's a good feeling, isn't it, Leslie? So, like I said, that's kind of competition barbecue. We've had a lot of fun with it. We've learned a lot from all of our friends that we've met over the years.
Ricky Bobby, y'all.
Yeah. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for paying attention.
Hey, great job.
I need someone to job.
All right.
Great job.
Hey, he was writing down what you were